Hey guys, Josh Doyle, Insular Fire Training Division. Today we're going to go over the new Ocean water rescue craft, or it's the banana boat as some people call it. So today we're going to go through inflating it, deflating it, and just some of the maintenance tips when we use this piece of equipment moving forward. So I have Firefighter Spawn, Firefighter Xander here. They're going to help me go through this. So we're going to open the bag. This product is new to us. Go ahead, you're ready. Brand new product for us here at Insular Fire. The idea is that this can be used for water rescue, ice rescue, as well as it can be used for low angle. It can also be towed behind personal watercraft or snowmobiles, depending on what you want to use it for, right? For us here, it's going to be mainly used for ice and water rescue on the lakes or ponds, stuff like that. So when we open it up, take it out of the bag, unfold it. When we fill this thing, it's going to be filled with a compressed cylinder. For us, right now, we do have quick connect air cylinders on all of our SCBA packs. We will be using our older training cylinders, our 4100 PSI cylinders to fill this, because we don't have the quick connect attachment. It is a threaded attachment for the filling device on this unit here, all right? So what they're doing here is there's three filling valves in there, a diaphragm style. You want to come in a little closer there? What there is on these valves here, they're a quarter turn valve. So when the yellow piece is up high, we know that that's closed. When I want to open it, it gets pressed down, quarter turn to the right. When it's recessed, that means that that valve is open, so that means we can take the air out. When we go to fill it, press down, turn to the left, comes up. Now we know that those are seated. So now we're going to go ahead and use our air filling hose. We'll hook it up to the SCBA cylinder. As you can see, it just threads on to the regular attachment, or the cylinder threads there. Again, this can be used on an MSA cylinder, all the different styles, because they should have a universal thread pattern on them, all right? What's nice about this device is that it can be deployed very quickly, in under a minute if need be. It does have blow-off valves on it, so when we do put air into it, if you overpressurize it, it shouldn't burst any of the chambers. This boat has three separate chambers in it. It has a front, a rear, and a floor. And the idea is that if one of them is punctured or damaged, you still have buoyancy when you're out on the water with it here. These hoses here can be a little tricky. When they do go in, they do have a slot they have to sit in. When you go to put them in, it's a good idea to put them one turn back, and then when they sit in, they actually lock in tight, and you can adjust that after you put that in, all right? Okay? If one's leaking, you can always hold it with your hand if you need. So, when we're good to go, you guys good to go? Okay. So we'll crack that. We don't always want to open it all the way, but we want to crack it and get that filled, right? So as you can see, it's very easy to inflate. It inflates very quickly, and that's the idea is that it's good for quick deployment if we need to use it for water rescue. As far as for use, we'll go over use when we talk about the actual deployment when we're on the water with it. But again, there's multiple D-ring hookup points, and there's multiple areas for the patients to grab when we bring the boat to them. All right. So when we're done filling it, we end up when we take those hoses off. There are little caps we want to put on there so that we protect those valves there. The idea is that they go in just quarter turn, lock in, just to keep the water and snow and everything out of them, right? We don't want them getting frozen up, okay? One thing we also have is the oars that go with the boat here. So the guys can go through and just show you how to put those together. Very simple. The idea is that if you needed to row out, if it's just water, you can use the oars for it. Or if it's ice, they can actually walk out and just walk in and out. Very simple. They are different sizes. It's just there's the center piece and then the two headers on it. So it's very easy to put together. Just a little snap piece goes in, and that's it. Ready to go. So the idea is you can use that to push through the water or through the ice, or you can reach your victim with it as well. So good, we'll put those down, and then we'll just go through the deflating and packing of this boat, because that can be a little tricky, right? So pretty much the reverse, but what they want to do is they want to empty the, you want to open the floor valve first. Okay, so we're going to bleed the floor off, and again, we take that little cap off, push the yellow tap down, quarter turn to the right. So we drain the floor, get that nice and drained out. Again, never use pliers or tools on those valves. Make sure that you always use a hand if possible, because we don't want to strip those, all right? Okay, so just back up a bit, give them a bit of room. The next stage, once they've got that floor pretty much drained out, they're going to put it on its side. Turn on my way there. Perfect. Thank you. Once it's on its side, then we can open the 2 remaining valves for draining, okay? So they push in and we're turning right. You want to try and keep it from having kinks in it, so again, just watch when you're pushing down. The idea is that if you're outside somewhere on asphalt or gravel, right, just be mindful of sharp edges like rocks and stuff like that, because it is much more vulnerable to puncture when there's no air in it, all right? So as they do this, it's going to take a few seconds here, but they're going to slowly work that air out, all right? So what they'll do after they get most of the air, then they're going to fold it from the ends in. They make a slight fold just past the D-ring, right? Okay. A little bit smaller there. Okay, good. So try and walk that air out. Nice. Okay. Next fold should be fairly close to that center stem there, right? Beautiful. Okay. Into the hand here. Again, after you get full up, putting that strap on, it does definitely help. Just helps us from getting taking any airing when we're doing that. All right. We'll tighten that down. Be mindful when you're tightening that down, especially if that's cold. It's just a plastic strap. If you refire it, you're going to break it. So now it's folded up, almost like it's brand new. Put it in the bag, and just make sure we put the air filling hose with that in that, so that we don't forget it when we go to a call. So as far as that's pretty much, that's the inflation and deflation of that tool. If you do need to wash it, it can be just washed with mild soap and water. Very simple, right? Brush it off if there's heavy soiling on it. But the idea is that it's fairly robust in the use and stuff like that. So please, any questions, contact us at Contact Training Division. Other than that, thank you for your time.